So we find ourselves back in Victor Harbour, going for a wander across to Granite Island. Make sure I'm not going to get hit by a tram goes along here. For those that can't make it or don't want to make it. Which is not actually cheap for this little ride. I mean, that's maybe 300 metres across to the Granite Island. That's $20 return. It's a horse-drawn tram. Well, that makes sense now because you got to pay for the food for the horse. So there's the tram, old school, horse-drawn tram. Interesting. Poor horse. I hope they're feeding it well. And so we'll see why it's called Granite Island, I guess, because of all the bum 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 granite. No cats, which is apparently a thing. Doesn't say no drones. When it doesn't say no drones, that's a good thing. Means we get to play. Although it is windy as arse here. So I don't know how the little Mini 3 is going to go. I see a sign. I see a sign, it's a sign that says cafe. I don't know how many people are watching this from interstate of Australia or from internationally in Australia, but it's well known that Melbourne has the best coffee in Australia. Any barista who can't make a good coffee in Melbourne is pretty much tarred and feathered and kicked out of the state. So finding a good coffee out of Melbourne, really difficult. So now, I'm on a little tiny Granite Island at the arse end of Australia. Let's see what their coffee's like. Props. I'm gonna go give him a thumbs up. At this point, you guys know how I feel about stairs, right? You know what a broken record sounds like? I sound like a broken record. But seriously, after 7 hours in the car the other day, yeah, moving's alright. I endorse moving. Especially when it's as beautiful as this is, although windy. Are you dizzy yet? Up we go. Just taking in getting up this hill, let's be realistic, but just taking in the scenery and the atmosphere and everything around. The Australian magpie. When it's protecting its nest, one of the most brutal birds imaginable. And funnily enough, in that Joe Rogan and Neil deGrasse Tyson podcast I was listening to, they ended up talking about magpies. Yeah, it was around humans being the dominant species because of our brain size, and then they'll say...
They say, oh, no, we don't have the biggest brain. Oh, but brain to body weight ratio, then we're the highest, okay?
Is that accurate with dolphins?
Yes, so...
Well, you know, whales have massive brains and dolphins have massive brains, and then they say, well, it comes down to brain versus weight, and which we come out on top.
Divide the weight of the brain by the weight of the body, we win.
Right.
We beat out whales, we beat out dolphins, we beat out elephants. We do not have the highest brain to body weight ratio among animals, only among mammals. The magpie has a higher brain to body weight ratio
until you get to birds. So magpies, crows, all those sorts of hawks, eagles, they all have brain mass that's greater than their body mass. And so that makes them incredibly smart. One of the things they were talking about was there was a magpie who was drinking out of like a Gatorade type bottle. And he could only get his beak down so far before he couldn't get in there anymore and get the water. So he actually put rocks into the bottle to lift the water so he could drink it again. Watch the waves. Just in case you're wondering, I'm not going to put myself in a position where the ocean can claim me. When you consult the Can I Fly Here app, it ticked all green. Everything was fine. You land your drone. 2 seconds later, you see the no drone flying here. Penalties apply. So I'm going back to the car now, and I'm going to leave. I think it's my destiny to have this whole entire trip be wet and rainy, because it's wet and rainy again. So I remember seeing this place as I came into Victor Harbour, and now that I'm leaving Victor Harbour, seems like the perfect opportunity. I forgot about it until now, until I was leaving, driving out, and I saw it. So let's go to Mum's Beard Cafe. Melbourne. Yeah, run for your money. This coffee is great. And just so you know, yeah. It's just classic. This is accurate. Oh, this is a pisser. All these photos of all famous people with beards. Famous women with beards. Let's have a look. Mum's Beards Cafe. I definitely recommend it. Great food, great atmosphere, great shtick, great coffee. Great coffee. All right, we are now on the road.